as a minimalist, married to someone who does not consider himself a minimalist, and having 3 kids in the house, I end up managing a lot of stuff for 5 people. By decluttering and owning less, and adding in systems to manage the stuff we've chosen to keep, I can successfully clean and tidy every day without feeling stressed out. There have been several studies over the last 15 years that point to clutter-inducing stress as higher cortisol readings in women versus men. So I love sharing my systems and my checklists with you because they truly simplify my life, simplify my home, and just make it easier to take care of all the things. My weekly home reset process names a room for each day. I mapped it out in advance so the decision-making part is done. And each day it tells me what room I'm going to make a little bit better, organizationally, by decluttering, by living with a little bit less. It helps me focus on what I want to make better each week. And today's room reset is my family room. I want to clear off the top of the toy shelf and make a system for library books. These are all library books that we have in our house right now that we're still using or haven't even used yet, but we plan to. They don't have a home in my house. They usually live on the coffee table or in the kids' rooms if there's stuff that they've chosen to read at night. I need a designated place for library books. This decision has ebbed and flowed over the years for me. Sometimes it's a basket on the toy shelf. Sometimes it's a basket in my coffee table. Right now, the unnamed place is on top of the coffee table. That's not working for me because I just end up on the floor. I do have a spot right there at the top of the kids' shoe shelf on the way out the door for library books that are ready to go back to the library. And even though I've made this decision in the past, I am again making this decision because the location has changed because I've moved stuff around. I am going to shop my own house for a container for library books. There's a basket in the basement that I'm pretty sure I want to use. That basket right there, it used to be by our front door. It used to be by our fireplace. It was in our bedroom at one point, and it's made its way down here because it didn't have a home or a purpose at the time, and I didn't want to get rid of it because I love that basket, and now it has a home and a purpose again. It's going to go in my family room by the reading chair, and it's going to house all the library books that we are not yet ready to return to the library. Holding other things, it's holding other baskets. This cute little guy. He's so cute, I kind of want to use him today. I think it's called like a market basket or something. I have no idea where I got it. Things not having a home is number 2 on my list of 21 reasons we end up with clutter in our homes. It's a big one. As new things come into your house, even if they're things you don't own, like library books, a system, a place to manage it, a system to manage it helps deal with clutter. This is a little chair that's kind of in the corner of our living room. I am going to place it next to the chair. Speaking of things that don't have a home, all of that really belongs in my daughter's bedroom. Just needs to go back upstairs. She brought it down to play with. The dog's diapers, this is their home. But I don't like just a plastic bag sitting there. We're going back downstairs to get that little cotton basket. I'm gonna hide the dog diapers in here and then find a home for that. Speaking of, there's the little one that likes to pee on our belongings, so he wears diapers. That's about 1.5 weeks worth in that little basket. Behind my trash can area, I keep trash bags and the little dustpan. Put his diaper basket right there. So it's convenient to put on him when he comes inside. It's hidden, it's purposeful. I like it. It's another reason why I love my weekly home reset. You can grab your copy in my Etsy shop. I'll leave a link in the description box below. But it gives me a chance to do these little projects that take 5 minutes that make our home more organized and better week after week. And week after week, it just gets more organized. I started by dividing a piece of paper into 7 sections and just wrote every day of the week and started writing the tasks that I wanted to do each week, which room I wanted to reset each day, and then started to build on top of that. What cleaning tasks could I do? What other things do I need to take care of on those days? Dividing it out for me made everything so much easier to actually tackle. Things felt less overwhelming when I shared it throughout the week, and I just call it a room reset so that I'm making this room better today than it was when I woke up and then was last time I tackled it. I suppose I should address why we have so many library books. We have probably 15 books out right now from a new unit that I am planning for chemistry in the kitchen for my 10-year-old. He asked for it. I'm working on that. He has 9 books out from the Amulet series. My daughter has all the Castronauts out from the library, and every week we go to the library. So 20, 30 books get returned, 20, 30 more come back home. It's just ebbs and flows that way for us. We rely heavily on the library as homeschoolers. My intention was that this top shelf would have nothing. It just has a really good vibe when you walk in the room, when it's clear, for me anyway, stress-wise. So I want to do something about everything on top of this shelf. And trash. On the shelf, I have Duplos, Mazos, toy cars, Magna Tiles, Dominoes, Jenga, miscellaneous, and Hot Wheels tracks. Money! Putting that in my pocket. And this belongs in my boys' room. Everything else that was on here had a home in the home. These ended up here because my vision was to put them on here, but I would rather have this surface clear, because if something's on it, that means it's not where it belongs, which means I need to find a home where these photographs go. I have this space, but I like the space between the plant and then the lamp, photograph, and cookie jar for the dogs. I like that space as it is. I don't want to crowd that up with too many photographs either. I like 3 things on there. These were my mother's. Kenmore microwave cooking and Betty Crocker's microwave cookbooks. I remember when my dad brought home the microwave. It was one of the first ones. It was humongous and it took up so much space on her kitchen counter. She was so mad about it. But she ended up embracing it because my father gave it to her, and she went out and bought these microwave cookbooks, and they have made their way to me now. I will never use these. And I don't know that my mother used them either. Would I donate them? I mean, would anybody want these? I don't know, but I think I'll just put them in my donate bin in my laundry room. It's kind of cute. I love this surface clear because that means if anything is on it, it's in the wrong spot. Library books has a home. As you can see, my son went and collected more library books throughout the house. We have way too many home right now. So we need to go through that, curate what we want to keep around for another week, and then make a big return to the library. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. This one, did you enjoy reading it? Like this layout? Do you want to keep it for now?
Yeah, I like it.
You want to keep it for now as part of our unit?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm pleased with how it ended up. I mean, at least I can lift it and it's not billowing out onto the floor now. Mostly books that my kids have chosen to read from the library rather than resource books for school. The ones I'm keeping now for the chemistry in the kitchen unit are Culinary Reactions. That's for me to read and be able to pull from. And Pandora's Lunchbox. I just think that sounds kind of interesting. So I'm gonna save those for me to read. For my 10-year-old to read as part of our science unit, Periodic Table of Elements. He started flipping through this and decided he liked it and started making notes. So I'm gonna keep that. And then 2 books of comparison about elements, because they're offering different information between the 2 books. So when we look up an element, he can look it up in both books as we're going through our chemistry in the kitchen unit. And then these are all the ones that are going back to the library. I'm very pleased. In under 30 minutes, I was able to clear off the top of that toy shelf. That should always be clear now. And that means if something's on it, it's not in its right home. I made a system for library books, and I got to organize the dog's diapers in a way that's a little more appealing to me than a plastic bag on the floor. This is Sammy, and he's the reason we have dog diapers that we need to keep, because we're keeping my mom's dog. When it comes to the honest recognition of stuff, there's a question that you could ask that could help you decide if you want to keep or declutter something. I'll leave that video here for you to watch next about asking that question. Take care. I hope you're doing well.